Okay. 1 second, students. Yeah. Let me adjust to correct. Yeah, fine. So there is no more employee. It is a city. Okay, city. City. Let me pull my XML document. I'll try to make it clear, nothing to worry. In case you have any doubts at any point of time, I can make it out. You can ask me. Yeah, this is city. I'm referring to this city. Okay, so inside my document, I want to get element which is having a tag name called city. Okay, now this everything I'm trying to store in a variable called nList. Again, the type of nList. What's the type of nList? The type of nList, I think, but is node list. Is a list. Is a list. Is a list. Okay. So inside this list, I have. Inside this list, I have a node called city. Inside this list, I have a node called city. Okay. Next, what I've done, I've written nList dot get length. And what is the name of this? The name of this list. The name of this list is nothing but it is nList. Okay. Now what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to call nList dot get length. And what's the length of this list? In this list, I have only one item. So therefore, the length of this list is 1. The length of this list is 1. And next, what I'm trying to do, I'm writing nList dot item of I. And what's the value of I? Initially, the value of I is nothing but it is 0. Okay. When I'm trying to write nList dot item of 0 means I'm referring to this city. Okay, I'm writing nList dot item of 0. I'm referring to this city. Okay, I'm referring to this city, and this entire city, I'm trying to store in a variable called node. Okay, now this node is referring to this city. Okay, and next I'm trying to check the node type. The node type I'm checking with the node type is an element node, and just now I said it that anything which you write in angle bracket, we call it as an element node. So since it is an element node, the condition is true. So once the condition is true, what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to typecast the node. The type of the city is node. I'm trying to typecast this type of city node to an element, and the result I'm trying to store in a variable called element 2. And the type of element 2 is nothing but it is an element. It is an element. Is it right, students? Now, let me clear my drawings. Yeah, I hope you understood up to now. Right.
Sir, actually, there is only one element, no, sir, in the list. Only one list is there.
Yes. So why to write
it? Why for loop?
Okay, that's a good question. See, let us assume that an examiner may ask to modify your XML document. So here, what you're trying to do, you're trying to include only one city. So let us assume that examiner asks that you try to include 3 more cities. 1, 2. How many cities am I having? 1, 2, 3. Right? In such a case, my list will have 3 items.
Are you opening the notepad, sir?
Yes, it's not possible. You can't see that.
It's not visible, sir.
Oh, fine. So I'm sorry for that. Yeah, I open now. Yeah, you see that now. That's what. So now you see that. So previously I'm having only one city. Right now I've tried to add it 3 cities. I've added 3 cities. And how will do then? Right. So that's why I'm writing a general case. Since you're in a general case, I'm using this for loop. Right? Is it fine? In such a case, my list will be having how many items? 3 items. City, 1 item, next city, and city. Totally 3 items will be there in my list. Okay. So with respect to this example, okay, with respect to this, so with respect to our example, we have taken only one city. Probably examiner says that you try to modify your XML document in such a way that you have to include 2 additional cities. In such a case, how we'll do it? Okay. I hope you answer your question.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so that's the main intention that we have used here. Okay, it's the main intention we have used here. That's why we used
Sir,
here
that
for loop.
set text, sir, that set text will every time replace the city value, I think, sir.
Set text. No, that
Will
don't come to
replace
that.
the
I'll discuss that. Still, I didn't come to set text. Okay, I didn't come. Right now I'm here. Okay, so right now I'm here. Okay, that we'll see later. Okay, right now here now. Now I'm trying to convert back to that is city. So this city right now it's a node type. A node type I'm trying to convert back to an element. Okay. Now what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to do XML data dot set text, and that's what I said here. Okay. In my activity 2, I'll be having XML data. Under this, I'm having one more text we call XML data. So here I do display the text. Okay. So this will be referred by this variable. This will be referred by this variable. So this variable is referring to this. This variable is referring to this. Okay. Now here what I should do, I have to display the data which is present in my XML document. In order to display, I'll be using a method called set text. Inside the set text, what I'm trying to do, I'm having a static data dot city name colon double quotes. It is string plus I've written a get value. So this get value is an user defined function. Okay, this get value is an user defined function. Let me clear my drawings. So user defined function. You see that I'm calling a method called get value. Okay, and you see that I have a method called get value. Yes, I have a method called get value at the bottom. Okay, I have a method called get value. I'm calling a method called get value. I'm trying to pass two arguments. One is city name, and the second is element. That's very, very important, students. Here, when you're trying to pass your name in double quotes, it should match your XML document. Okay, let me open this. Let me open this. It should match it. That's very, very important. You should never do mistake. So that's why you try to do copy and paste. What is the name here? City name. The same name you have to pass here. And what is the next name? Latitude. And the same name you should pass here. Everything is case sensitive. If you write longitude everything here, the same name you should pass here. Here is temperature and the same name you should pass here. Next is humidity and the same name you should pass here. Is that right, students? You should pass it the same name. That's very, very important. Why it's very, very important, I'll discuss. Okay. Now, let me clear my drawings. The name is very, very important. Okay. The name is very, very important. Okay. Now, what I'm trying to do here, I'm trying to call a method called get value. So you see that I written a method called get value here. I written a method called get value. It's taking two arguments. The first argument is string, right? So I'm passing this to tag string. That's why the type is string. The second argument is element 2. Element 2. What's the type of element 2? You see that it's element 2. And what's the type of element 2? Is nothing but is element. Since the type of element 2 is element, here also you have taken the type of this variable as element. Okay. Now 1 second. It's a bit challenging to explain this program because without this software, it's very tough. Okay. Let me clear my drawings. Yeah, fine. You see the students. Okay. Now inside is so the city name. The city name you have to pass it. That's what I said, right? This is city name. You're going to pass it to tag. And what is this element? Is your city. City is your element. Is it right, students? And that's what we have done here. You have any questions? No questions. Now, what is this element? This element is referring to city. This element is referring to city, right? Now, with respect to city as root element, let me clear. Okay. That's very, very important here. Okay. Now here, okay, what is element? This element is referring to city. Okay. With city as my root element, I want to get an element which is having a tag name. This tag value I'm passed here. And what's the name of the tag? I see that. Second. What is the name of the tag I passed here, students? You see that I passed the name of the tag as city name. Is it right? The city name I passed here. Now, what is the name of this tag now? The name of this tag is nothing but is city name. It is city name. Is it right, students? Now, let me clear my drawings. You can understand this. That's what. Okay. Now, I'll put with respect example, right? Now, what is this tag name? City name is my tag name. Okay. Is my tag name. It's my tag name. Okay. Okay. So, what I'm trying to do, elements dot get elements by tag name. So I want to get an element which is having a tag name called city name. Okay. Now, as you know that when you call this, it's going to return a node list. Now, how many elements are there with respect to name called city name? I have only one element. Right? That is city underscore name. I have only one element. Right now, in order to access this one element, what I should use item of 0. What is 0? Is the first item is present at index called 0, and that's why written dot item of 0. Okay. Now let me clear my drawings. Now, you should know this. Now, see, this is my parent, or you can call it the root. This parent is having a children. What's a children? That's why I push the content inside. This everything is a children. This everything is a children. This child. Why child? Because this entire city I have placed inside my place. This entire city I have placed inside my place. Therefore, we call this city is the child of place. Right? Now, let me do it. Now this city is the parent. And this city parent is having how many children? City name is one children. Latitude is one children, longitude is one children, temperature is one children, humidity is one more children. So therefore, you see that everything I pushed inside. Okay, all these 5 elements are children of city, right? Now you should try to understand. Now this city name is the parent. Inside the city, I have a text called Bangalore. This text Bangalore we call it as child. As you right, students, we call this as a child. Now let me clear. Now try to understand this. Now, okay. So I written element dot get elements by tag name. That's what. So when you write this, what is the tag name I'm referring to? I'm referring to tag name called city name. I'm referring tag name to this one. So when I call this, I'm going to get a list. So inside this list, I'll be having a city underscore name. I'm having an item called city underscore name. So in order to access this item, I'll be using dot item of 0. So dot item of 0 means nothing but I'm trying to access this element, that is city underscore name. Next, I told get child nodes. So with respect to the city name, how many child nodes I'm having? I'm having only one child node. I'm going to retrieve this Bangalore. Okay, I'm going to retrieve this Bangalore. I hope you understood this. Okay, I'm right. I'm here up to here. Okay, item of 0 up to here is nothing but up to here. I'm referring to this city name. So once I got city name, I called get child nodes. And what is the child of city name? Bangalore is the child of city name. So I'm going to extract this Bangalore. Now my list will be having. Now my list will having Bangalore. My list will having Bangalore. Okay. Now inside this list, I want to extract this item. You see that this entire Bangalore, I'm trying to store in a variable called node list. This entire Bangalore, I'm trying to store in a variable called node list. And what's the type of this node list? That is node list. See, students, you observed here, actually, while I'm trying to convert, actually some mistake is there here. You see that everything has been joined together. Don't get confused. See, this everything is a variable name. This is a variable name. Okay, this is a variable name. And what's the type of this variable? Node list is the type of the variable. You see the students, node is one word. That's why N is uppercase. List is second word. Therefore, L is in uppercase. Okay. Now, what is node list? So this node list is pointing to this Bangalore. This node list is pointing to this Bangalore. Now, what I need to do? I need to extract this Bangalore. Okay. In order to extract this Bangalore, what I'm writing, node list dot item. What's the name of this list? It is node list. In order to extract Bangalore, what I should do? Dot item of 0. Dot item of 0. Right. Now, this everything. Now, what is this everything? This everything is nothing but is a Bangalore. Okay? Bangalore. It's a Bangalore. This node is a Bangalore. Now, the most important, that's what I said, when you're trying to convert to a DOM, that's what I said, the entire document, okay? The entire XML document, what you have done, we have converted to a DOM structure. What's a DOM structure? Now, let me draw it very clearly so that you can understand now, okay? So what's the DOM structure? You see that here. Now, I'll draw it clearly, you see that. First, what I'm having, students? Place. Let me write short form, right? Place. Under the place, what I'm having? City. I'm having a city. Okay. Under city, I'm having a city name. I'm having a city name, right? Under city name, what I'm having? Bangalore. I'm having Bangalore. Okay. Next, you see the under city, I'm having a latitude. Okay, under city, I'm having latitude L. Under latitude, I'm having a value called 70. I'm having a value called 70. Value called 70. You see that similarly, under city, I'm having a longitude. So under city, I have a longitude. Under longitude, I'm having a value called 30. Value called 30. And similarly, it goes like this. Okay. Now, with respect to tree structure, everything we call it as a node. So place is a node, city is a node, city name is a node, longitude is a node, latitude is a node, okay, Bangalore is a node, 70 is a node, 30 is a node. Everything is a node, right? So in my list, so that's what, so in my list, what I've done, I've tried to extract this Bangalore. So when I try to extract this Bangalore, and what's the type of this? You see that the type of this is node, because with respect to tree structure, with respect to DOM structure, we call this as DOM. DOM stands for document object model. So everything is a node. So when I'm writing like this, node list item of 0, I'm trying to extract this Bangalore. But what is this Bangalore? This Bangalore is a node. This everything is a node. But I'm not interested in this node. I'm interested in the value of this node. And what is the value of this node? The value of this node is Bangalore. So in order to get the value of this node, I'll be calling here node dot get node value. This is an inbuilt function. Okay, this is an inbuilt function. Okay, I hope I've done this. I hope you understood this. Okay, so okay, when I write node list dot item of 0, I'll get the node called Bangalore, but I want the name of this node. In order to get the name of the node, I need to call get node value. And what's the value of this node? It's nothing but it is Bangalore. So thereby what I'm trying to, I'm trying to extract. Okay, thereby what I'm trying to extract this. So this everything is nothing but say Bangalore. I'll get Bangalore. What is I'm trying to, this entire Bangalore I'm trying to return, right? So this entire thing will be replaced with Bangalore. So I'll get output as city name colon Bangalore. Backslash n is for new line. And similarly, next what I'm trying to, I'm trying to call with respect to latitude. Everything is same. Now the tag name has become changed from, yes, everything is same. Okay, instead of city name, it has changed to latitude. Okay, everything is same. There's no difference. You can understand the first one, remaining everything is same. Okay, let me clear my drawings. Let me clear my drawings. In the second case, I'm passing this latitude. Now what I should extract? I should extract 70. Now what's my tag name here? It's nothing but is latitude. Okay, so I'm getting a list. Inside the list, I'll be having this latitude. I'm having this latitude. Okay. Now, in order to extract this latitude, I'll write dot item of 0. Once I write item of 0, I'll be getting this latitude. Now, I want to get the childs of this latitude. In order to get the children of the latitude, I'll be calling get child nodes. And what's my child node here? 70 is my child node. Right, students? Yeah. So now this 70, now the value 70 will be stored in this node list. Now, right now, my node list is having a value called 70. Right. So now my node list is having a value called 70. Now in order to extract this item, I'll be writing node list dot item of 0. When I write node list of item of 0, I'll get a value called 70. And this value called 70 is nothing but it is a node. It's nothing but it is a node. So therefore, here you see that the type of this variable is node. I'm not interested in this node. I'm interested in the value of this node. In order to get the value of this node, I'll be calling node dot get node value. So once I write node dot get value, I'll be getting the value called 70 here, right? So let me clear my drawings. So now, here, now this everything will replace with This everything will replace with 70. Like that it goes on. Like that it goes on. I'm going to print the values. The most important thing is the first time you should write set text. Okay, for existing text, you're going to append. I'm going to append the second result. Okay, going to append the second results. So these two results, I'll get a new result. And again, for this new result, again, I'm trying to append the next result. Okay, that's very, very important. Okay, only the first time you should write set text. Okay, for this text, what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to add. Append is nothing but I'm adding. So first time it will print. That's what it show. Let me show the output, then it will be clear for you. Zoom it. Students. Yeah. Let me. You see that the output here. I'm getting first city name. Okay, set text and read set text. I'm reading set text. Using set text, what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to display this city name, that is Mysore. Okay. Now for this result, what I should do, I should append the remaining values, that is latitude, longitude, temperature, and humidity. You should not use set text. Instead of using set text, you should use append. You should use append. Okay. You should use append. That's what it is. That's what it is. So that's what it is. 1 second. That's what you see that. And here you see that append. To where I'm appending, I've used LBL XML data. What is this LBL XML data? LBL XML data is nothing but, and that's what I said. Okay, we're writing here, we're writing XML data, and under this I said we are going to have one more text view. Okay, and here that's this XML data is referring to this text view. Under this view, I'm going to display the entire result. This entire result I'm trying to display here. That's what it is. Yeah, I've done with this. Students, you have any questions, you can ask. Yeah.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, in that city, you said if there are 2 to 3 cities, sir, the set text will actually remove the first one and put the second one, no, sir.
I didn't get you.
Sir, after
Yeah.
the first city is displayed, sir, again, actually, the set text will be executed, no, sir. So that the first city is whatever the value has been put, it will be deleted, and
That's your 100%
again
correct. That 100% correct. Then you need to change the code in such a way that, okay, so how we can change the code? Okay, so instead of doing something stuff like this, okay, see, let me do it here. That's correct, what you said. Now, in such a case, instead of writing set text here, let me change my marker. Instead of writing set text here, you can write append here. Okay, you can write append, okay, because you want to retain the other values also. Then what you can do here, and above you can write it LBL XML data dot set text equal to some empty value, you can put it. Okay, and then for this empty value, what you're trying to do, you're trying to append this data, and you're trying to append this data, you're trying to append this data, you're trying to append this data, you're trying to append this data. Now the loop has been changed from 0 to 1. Next, for existing data, again, you're trying to append, you're trying to append, you're trying to append. It goes on. Yeah, I hope I answered your question. You understood?
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, that change you can do it. But if you write like this, you'll get the latest value. The last city value, you'll get it. So therefore, you need to modify the code according to that. Yeah, any other questions? And the most important thing is this one here. Is the core code. You need to understand this is a very big line. Okay, get child nodes. Only one thing, if you understand this XML document, that is sufficient. Okay, this is the child. Bangalore is a child of this city name. That's all. I'm going to get child nodes. Sometimes we have more than one child nodes. That's why I'll get child nodes. Note, remember all this stuff, students. Once you type in Android Studio, automatically you get suggestions. Just by seeing that, we can do it. Okay, nothing to remember. Yeah, fine. Any other questions, students? No other questions, that's well and good. And finally, let us go to this, how to pass this JSON. Okay, so in order to pass this JSON, first you should know how a JSON file looks like. It's quite simple. See that is so a JSON file looks like. So here they have taken as employed. You can do some compare to study. Okay, Yeah, this is the employee, this is my root element. Okay, see, that's what I said. All these are nothing but, all these are children's, all these are child of employee, right? And similar fashion, you see that, that's why written, you see that there is an employee, they open the slot braces, you see that they open the slot braces, they open the slot braces, employee, and this they have closed here. Okay, all these are children's, all these are children's, all these children's are placed in this opening floor base and closing floor base. The most important thing is here, you should not use tag, you should not use tag, there is angle bracket. Instead of angle bracket, the angle bracket is replaced with double quotes. It replaced with double quotes. And not only that, you should begin with colon and floor brackets. Colon, floor braces. Like it's nothing but this is the name. Let me erase this. It's nothing but this is the name. This is the name. Is the name, is the name, and what's the value after colon? I'm getting this, and let me change my color. This is a value. This is a value. This everything is a value. Okay, this is the name, and this is the value. So any value, okay, this is the value. Okay, now inside this value, and inside this value, you see that again I have a name, that is city name. These are children's, and I am having corresponding value. Name and value are separate with colon. Okay, you see that there's the name and this is the value, and name and value are separate with colon, and this is the name and this is the value and this is a colon. There's the name and this is a value and separate with colon. Okay, that's quite simple. It's nothing tough. In case you understood this from saying that, you can make it out. You can see that. See that. Okay. So it is an XML document. Right now, remove this space, and you can see that how I'll be writing this. You should have practice of this. That's all. If you know one thing, that's sufficient. By seeing this one document, you can easily make it out. Okay. So what's what I said. Okay. I remove this. So what I should do? I should put double quotes. Okay. After double quotes, I had to put colon. Then I should put floor brace. All these are children's, right? All these are children's. So I'm beginning here. Where I'm trying to end here, I'm trying to end here. And that's all it is. End here. And here. Right. Now inside this, what I'm having, city name. Okay. Put double quotes. City name. Put double quote. City name. Colon corresponding value. So value is nothing but it's a string. It is Mysore. Mysore is a string. So this is the first children. Okay. And next latitude is my second children. I will put it. Latitude. And what's the value I'm having? I'm having some 70. It's up to you. You want to put in text or string. 17 integer value. Okay. Now you see that this is my first element. This is my second element, and these two can be separated with comma. Okay. And similarly have a longitude. Put here double quotes. Put it double quotes. Okay. And corresponding value is something. It's quite similar like dictionary, right? Probably in your Python you might have studied dictionaries, right? A dictionary will have key and value. So you can consider this as a key, and this is corresponding value. Okay, it's quite parallel to your dictionaries, which you might have studied in your Python. The temperature, colon, and the value. The value is nothing but is 25. And next is humidity, which you put in double quotes. That's what it is, double quotes and colon. Okay, and all values must be separated with comma. Yeah, that's all. That's all. It's quite simple. All right. In case you want to make it as a string, in case you want to make the value as a string also, you can make it out just by placing in double quotes. You see the students how nicely I convert an XML document to a JSON document. That's very quite simple. If you know XML document, by seeing this XML document, just you have to convert it. That's all. Just you remove this angle brackets, you make it double quotes. Okay. And the value and the name and the value must be separate with colon. That's one important thing. You need to make it out. Since you studied dictionaries, it's quite parallel to your dictionaries, which you studied in your Python. Yeah, I hope you understood how to write a JSON file. And this is a JSON file. And this JSON file, what you have to do, we need to add in your asset folder. Okay, the same JSON file, we need to add in your asset folder. I think just now discuss how to add a file to your asset folder, right? How to add a file in asset folder. On the asset, you need to right click, go to new and go to file. And once you click the file, it will ask you for the name of the file. I can give the name of the file as input dot JSON. Input.json. So like the name of the file, you can everything. The steps is quite similar how we have done with respect to XML. Only one thing is you need to change the name of the file. That is input.json. Right? This is the name of the file. Any questions, students, with respect to this JSON file? Yeah, no questions, right? So we have seen up to now how to pass the XML document. Now let us see how to pass your JSON file. So in order to pass your JSON file, what I should do, I need to open the file. How to open the file? That's what you discussed. In your asset folder, I need to open a file called input.json. Okay, that's the same thing, the same concept. Okay, and it's going to open an input stream. And the name of this variable is nothing but input stream. Don't get confused. They've written everything together. Actually, while converting, the entire document has merged together. Okay. So input stream is the name of the variable, and the type of this variable is nothing but is input stream. Okay, input stream. So here, what we are trying to do here is, so once you are trying to open the JSON file, okay, all the content here, I think. How to create arrays in Java? Probably you must know how to create an arrays in Java. Students, how to create an arrays in Java? That's one important thing you need to understand. See here, what we are trying to do, okay? Here we are trying to create an array. Okay? The entire contents of this file, we are going to store in this array. We can consider this as a buffer. Okay? The entire contents of this file we are trying to store in this buffer. So once we store in this buffer, this entire buffer we are going to convert to a string. There's a logic here. We are going to convert to a string. It's quite simple. Okay. First, we are trying to open the file. Once you open the file, the entire contents of this file we are going to read into this buffer, or going to store in this buffer. Okay. How to store in this buffer? In order to store in this buffer is nothing but it's an array. We need to create an array. What array we need to create? We are going to create a byte array. So in Java, in order to create an arrays, we need to use a keyword called new. Followed by the name of the array. I want to create a byte array. Therefore, return byte. Okay. And what's the length of the array? So length of the array, we are going to specify in the square bracket. So in order to specify the length of the array, I have used here input stream dot available. So this input stream dot available is going to return the number of bytes which is present in this input dot JSON. Okay, when you write input stream dot available, it's going to return the number of bytes I need to read in this JSON file. Let us assume it's going to return a value called 2357. Just I'm assuming. Okay, yes, some value, some arbitrary value is going to return. So instead of writing a value something like this, exact value you can put it. That is number of bytes you need to read from this JSON file. How we can determine? By calling a method called available. By calling a method called available, it's going to return how many bytes I need to read from this file. Okay. So once I create an array, this array I'm going to store in a variable called data. And what's the type of this array? The type of this array is nothing but it is byte. So since it's an array, I'm going to put square bracket. And that's what I have done here. Okay, that's what the statement says here. That's what the statement is complete about. I'm going to create a buffer. A buffer is nothing but array. Now in this buffer, what I should do? In this buffer, I need to read the content. In not read the content, I'm going to call a method called read. Okay, and this entire buffer, this data is referring to this buffer. Now I'm going to read this entire data into this buffer. Okay, now this buffer contains the entire data which is present in the file called input.json. Okay, so using this input stream.read, what I'm trying to do, I'm going to store all the data into this buffer. So once I store all this data, what I need to do, I need to convert a string. In order to convert a string, what I need to do, I'm going to create an object of a string class. I'm going to create an object of a string. In this object, I'm going to pass this buffer. And just now we have discussed here, right? So just now above I've discussed. That's what I've discussed. Okay, we have created a buffer. And what's the name of this buffer? Data is the name of the buffer. So in not read the contents into this buffer, I'm going to use a method called read. And inside this read, I'm going to pass this name of the buffer. Now here I'm having the enter data. Now this everything what I should do, I should convert back to a string. In order to convert back to a string, I need to create an object of a string class. That is new string. And inside I need to pass data. Data is nothing but is my name of my buffer, right? And the same thing we have done here. So you see that, and this enter result. Now this everything, this enter JSON file, I've converted to a string, and now I'm trying to store in a variable called read data, and the type of this is nothing but it is a string. Why is a string? Because I've converted everything to a string. Okay, so once you convert everything to a string, now you need, now what you can do is enter JSON file, you can convert to a JSON object. So in order to convert a JSON object, you need to create an object of JSON, that is new JSON. I think you know that with respect to Java, whenever you see the keyword called new, is nothing but I'm trying to create an object. What object I'm trying to create? I'm trying to create an object called JSON object. So you see that I'm trying to pass the corresponding string value, the string value which I got, I'm trying to pass here. Now this entire JSON file, now I've converted this entire JSON file. Now I've converted to an object. This is the name of the object. And what's the type of this object? The type of this object is something but this JSON object. Don't try to get confused, students. Everything has been merged here. Okay. Now I've created a JSON object. And what's the name of my JSON object? That is JSON object. Is the name of the object. And what's the type of the object? It is JSON object. You see that the type is matching here. This should match. This is match. You see that? It's a match. Okay. Because the corresponding object I've created, and the type also must be the corresponding type. Okay, corresponding type. Okay, let me clear my drawings. Now, so now once I create a JSON object, now what we can do? Now we can extract the data. In this JSON object. Okay, so once you get the JSON object, once you create a JSON object, what we can do? Now we can extract the data. How to extract the data? In order to extract the data, okay, I should use this JSON object. What is this JSON object? This everything is a JSON object. Okay, this everything is nothing but is a JSON object. Okay, now in this object, that's what I said. In this object, I want to get a JSON object which is having a name called employee. But here actually I've written city. It's not employee. So therefore, this employee can be replaced with city. The name should match. That's very, very important. If I write city here uppercase, the same city you should write it. The same name you should write it. Okay, it should match. That's very, very important. Matching is very, very important, right, students? But here they have taken as employee. So therefore the employee is here. But we are, with respect to our example, we are not taking employee. We are taking a city. So therefore it is city. Okay. Now what I've done, now what I got it. Now that's very important. Now what I got, now I got this JSON object. I see the blue color. This is blue color. Okay. Now I got this JSON object. Okay. Now in this object, the blue color is object. Now in this object, so you see that now this city, this everything I'm storing a variable called JSON object 1. Okay. Now this blue color is nothing but is my JSON object. Okay. This is my JSON object. Okay. Now in this object, what is the JSON object? Now, in this object, it is represented with JSON object 1. In this object, I want to get string. What string I want to get? City name. I want to get this string city name. This should match city name. So once you get it, once you call get string, I'm going to get the corresponding value. What's the corresponding value? It is Bangalore, and this Bangalore. This Bangalore. So next I'll get the corresponding Bangalore value, right? So this everything will be replaced. This everything will be replaced with Bangalore. I think I've confused you. It's not confused. It's quite simple. One thing, students, I hope you understood this. Right now, you see the students. That is that this JSON object 1 is represent this blue color line. Okay. Now, in this object, that is JSON object 1 is a blue color line, right? JSON object 1. What I want to get string corresponding to this city name. So what the string corresponding to city name? It's something that is Bangalore. I'm getting Bangalore. So this everything, this entire value will be replaced with Bangalore. Value will replace with Bangalore. Get string. I want to get this string corresponding to this city name. Okay. Now you see the students here. Oh, one second, not this. Yeah. No. Yes. No. No, one important observation we should do. No, here 70. What is 70? 70 I have not placed in double quotes. If you don't place in double quotes, it's an integer. Okay.